Thank you, Mark. As I loaded my slides, I did not practice, because if I would have practiced, I would have got nervous, and you would have got Steve on Xanax as opposed to Steve in 20 seconds. So, Aaron, you ready?
Let's go.
We're rolling. Fantastic. Will County took the charge of doing a corridor plan for the Illinois Route 53 corridor from Joliet going south to Braidwood. As you can see, we have over 30,000 people that go down Route 66, which is Illinois 53, every year. We are like Spinal Tap. We are bigger in Europe, bigger in Australia than we are here in the United States. In Europe and Australia, they actually market tours for Route 66. One of the key focal points on Route 66 is the Medeawin National Tallgrass Prairie, which really was one of our inspirations for this project. 19,000 acres of prairie. Is actually a restoration project showing what Illinois was like many, many years ago. It is a former arsenal property, and it has been fantastic. Recently, the Abraham Lincoln National Cemetery, which will have space for approximately 400,000 veterans to be interred. Again, this is something that has really put Will County on the map. It's really a wonderful, somber place to really reflect back on the heritage that our veterans have given us. Kankakee River, how pristine. This picture, you'd swear it was in Michigan if we didn't take it ourselves. Again, one of our wonderful assets here, and something that really does tie into the I&M Canal. This is actually a little marina where you can sit and eat, and there's boat launches and stuff there. It's something that's really hidden in the back area. Freight. One of the controversial parts of this project, freight. We are the largest inland intermodal container port in the United States. It's a combination of a project by the BNSF and the UP. We move more freight for an inland container port than anywhere else in the country. We are ranked, I believe, 9th in the world. Motorsports, my passion. Only place in the United States where you could find a world-class NASCAR track of 1.5 miles and a world-class drag strip that hosts national events is Chicago and Las Vegas. Very, very happy for our racing community. You would not believe how big and how much notoriety we get. Fishing for the wildlife fans out there. We have some great spots to go fishing, both our rivers, our cooling ponds for the electricity producers and stuff. A wonderful asset here that has really put Will County on the map. Again, something that we're very, very proud of. And of course, transit. We are not as hard to get to as you would think. I live in Chicago. I have a 45-mile commute each way. But when I don't feel like driving, we have transit right into Joliet. And really, this plan came about from an alternative transportation study that Medeawin did. We're looking at bikeways and other means of transportation to get around some of these wonderful sites. Authentic main streets, downtown Wilmington, in a sense, Braidwood. A little bit Manhattan. Joliet is a bigger city. These are all true main streets that you used to find along Route 66. Preserving them and really taking them in is a wonderful opportunity. What we struggle with the corridor is really a unique identity. You mentioned Door County. You mentioned the southwestern portion of Michigan. Everyone knows where it's at. But when we talk about the Will County corridor, we think Route 66, but we don't really realize that there's a certain segment in Will County that's really kind of unique. Some of our goals, of course, are that, we attract tourism, which is, of course, dollars. Dollars are an economic engine and an employment engine for the community. And really, that's something that hasn't happened yet. It really hasn't popped. All of these things that are there, but again, the economy kind of slowed down in 2008, and we're really waiting for them to pop. If you look at this diagram here, really it shows our proximity to some of the other famous tourist locations. And really, we're something that could really easily be a day tour for a family and eventually become a weekend tour for a family. Right now, we're trying to attract some of the day people, but again, we can really branch out into the weekends. We're trying to highlight 6 stops on Route 66. And we're going to begin, in the next slide, we're going to go from the south to the north. And again, this was a 25-mile corridor going from Joliet southward to Braidwood. We took in Joliet, Elwood, Manhattan, Wilmington, and Braidwood. Beginning with Braidwood, again, historic community, the Polka Dot Restaurant. Every group that comes down Route 66 wants to stop there. They also have a sculpture park going in. Wilmington, a historic downtown with the launching pad just on the outskirts of downtown. The Medeawan National Tallgrass Prairie, as I had mentioned, one of the wonderful wildlife preserves, an area that is really taking shape and putting us on a map. I know we have some representatives here from Medeawan, and they could probably speak volumes about how wonderful this is. Elwood again with the National Veterans Cemetery. Sports venues. Not only do we have motorsports there, but we also have paintball. A great way to get out your bureaucratic government frustrations. Go ahead and paintball your co-workers. What a wonderful time. And the North Gateway, really, you have some old quarries there. You have some opportunities really to connect with the I&M Canal. As you can see, one of the connections that goes up connects with the I&M Canal trailhead, which I believe that's roughly Route 6 and Brandon Road right there. And this is an area that's probably going to get some attention early on because we may be looking to do another local technical assistance grant to do some planning in this area. Again, we talk about 6 stops on 66, but really there's a trail mechanism that's built in there. Right now it's somewhat fragmented, and we're hoping that at some point to bring some of these trails together. The trailheads where you could park and then, of course, bike along parallel through Route 66 and see some of these sites. Our plan was approved on the 20th, and the next step, of course, will be implementation. And we tend to, of course, go for the low-hanging fruit. We're going to go for signage. We're going to go for fixing some of these fragmented bike trails. And again, we're going to need everyone's help in this room, hopefully as stakeholders and supporters. As we did this plan, we had a steering committee of 6 agencies and roughly 35 stakeholders. I want to thank you for letting us highlight this, something that we're very proud of, and again, it was just approved by the county board, so thank you.